Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Haas Marketing Corner. I have great news. I am going to be testing here today Google Bard, the new AI chat system that is supposed to be the kind of the competitor against Chatgpt. I was invited to try and test it out, and I wanted to get my name on the list there, and I finally got access into it. So I want to test out the difference between Google's Bard AI system versus the Chatgpt AI system. And I have some questions I kind of made up here. Most of them are going to be, like what's the best this and what's that. So I'm looking for neutral responses. Also looking for some accuracies here, as well as like just kind of get an idea of like what type of information is being posted and how that's going to work. Now, as you all know, AI generated content is becoming a huge thing now. It is taking the kind of the tech sector by storm, and I wanted to be able to kind of showcase the new Google Bard system here, as well as ChatGPT, and kind of do some comparisons here, see what happens here, and what kind of answers I get here. So I'm going to start off with something a little bit more lighthearted, right? So I'm going to tell Google to tell me a funny joke. I'm just kind of curious to see what it says here. Tell me a funny joke. A man walks into a library, approaches the librarian, asks for books about paranoia. The librarian whispers, "They're right behind you." Maybe. And very interesting that it's actually asking me if I hope you found that joke funny. It's kind of like almost forced a little bit. Let's see what ChatGPT does here. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Now, I don't know how to react on that one, to be honest with you, because that's interesting. I've never actually heard of that one. I don't know here. I personally, neither joke was actually funny. Don't get me wrong, I'm a very humorous guy and stuff like that. I just didn't find any of these ones specifically funny. But I want to give the point over here to the ChatGPT, and only for one reason. They didn't basically make it. I hope you found that joke funny. I know they're trying to be a chat system and like trying to openly converse with you. But I just wanted to tell me a funny joke. This one kind of seems like they're kind of forcing you to laugh, whereas this one just tells you a joke here and see what happens, So I'm going to give ChatGPT the point on that one. And, just because it's kind of like, I hope they're not asking me, I hope you found that funny. Like, I just wanted a joke in general. And again, just to test it out and see what happens. Now let's do something a little bit more serious here. Here's a question that is on everyone's mind. What mobile device is better, Apple iPhone or Samsung Galaxy? I'll tell you where I stand here after this. Google, let's see what they give me an answer for. All right, are both great mobile devices with their own strengths and weaknesses. It really depends on what you're looking for. Here are some factors to consider. I like the factors part: price, design, camera, battery life, software, ecosystem. Ultimately, the best mobile device depends on your individual needs and preferences. If you're not sure what to choose, I recommend doing some research and trying both iPhones and Samsung Galaxies to see which ones you like better. All right, I like that. It gives me a list of different things of why why one would be better than, not necessarily. It's a neutral response, but factors to consider. What does ChatGPT say? ChatGPT, they're basically saying, okay, unbiased information here. That's all fine and dandy. Ultimately, what they're saying here is that both brands offer high quality smartphones, range of different features, best if you do your individual needs and preferences. So almost similar to this answer right here. Now, I think if I had to give a clear-cut winner, I'm gonna go with Google on this one. Not just because of the fact that both of them gave very similar answers, but also because the fact that Google actually lists reasons why those, things to consider: price, design, camera, battery life, software, things of that nature. So I'm going to give Google the point on that one because they kind of break it down for you. It's not necessarily just like an outright statement. They're like kind of giving you explanation. So Google, you get the point on that one. Now, one of the things is, one of my hobbies is I happen to be a big anime fan here. So one of the things I want to do is I want to ask it, what is the greatest anime of all time? Because I'm a big anime fan now. This could break the internet here. And by the way, while we're thinking about this, I personally prefer Samsung Galaxy. I'm actually having an iPhone right now just because I want to test it out and use this to my advantage. Okay, here. Anime of all time. Full Metal Alchemist, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. Okay, all fantastic anime, by the way. For those of you who are not in the anime industry, these are phenomenal, very cult classic shows. But I like how they broke it down a little bit and they give you a brief summary on like what the actual show is about and the fact that it is a matter of opinion. So that's great. They kind of break it down here. I'm going to do that for ChatGPT now. Let's see what they have to say. Very subjective and varies on personal taste. Okay. All right. They give out Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Death Note, One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist, and Attack on Titan, to name a few. You know what? Honestly, I'm gonna give this one to Google on this one. Only because it gave me the lists of anime and it kind of gave me a summary of each one of those. So Google's going to get the point on that. And very interesting, though. I like that I'm actually asking these type of things and getting different responses. But, consistently you can kind of see here that Full Metal Alchemist is like on both lists here because it literally is considered one of the best anime of all time. But that being said, I'm going to give Google that one just because it gives me a summary of the shows and, but they both have neutral responses, which is fine. Local people, we're from Buffalo, New York here, so I want to ask it, what is the best restaurant in Buffalo, New York? All right, so let's see here what kind of restaurants are going to give us here. Okay. Oliver's, the Black Sheep Restaurant Bar, Roost. That's pretty good. That's a good list. Those are great restaurants, by the way. They're all great restaurants. So that's actually, it's so hard to choose which one. Buffalo loves their food. Let me tell you, we are all about food. We are, we just love the food that we eat. So pretty good. Now this is going to be very, subjective here, just because that's a lot of different restaurants and people like chefs, people like Black and Blue. There's a lot of different great restaurants out here. Buffalo Chop House, for instance, that's one. See what ChatGPT has to say here. So I'm very curious on what they're going to say. And language base. All right. Black Sheep Restaurant Bar. All right. Highly rated is Casa Azul, a Mexican restaurant with cozy atmosphere. Osteria 166. You know what? I am going to give neither of them the point on this one. So no points to both of them. There is a reason. And that is because I don't see a famous buffalo wing restaurant on here. And that is kind of like, what? Like, yeah. So Buffalo, New York is known for their buffalo wings. We love our buffalo wings. It's what makes us Buffalo. And the fact that we don't see, I'm going to name a few here now. This is very, this is an opinion on which is the best. But you have the two staples, Duff's and Anchor Bar, which are like really well known around here. But you also have Gabriel's Gate, 911 Tavern. You have, let me see here. There is just a whole bunch of different ones here, and I'm blanking here, like Barbell, Elmo's. Those are just to name a few. Glen Tavern. Those are just a few of the wing places here in Buffalo, New York that everyone likes. There's even a whole website dedicated to the Buffalo Wing Trail. You can go on there and actually see like all the famous like Buffalo Wing restaurants here. And the fact that I don't see a Buffalo Wing restaurant here, it kind of is a letdown a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a little bit of a letdown. It's like, you kind of tripped on that one here. So no points on both of them because there is no Buffalo Wings here, and like. It's like if they would have said Gabriel's Gate, if they would have said 911 Tavern, if they would have said Duff's, if they would have said Barbell, Elmo's, or anything like that, I would have been like, okay, one of them is going to get the point because they clearly knew what they were talking about. This one, yeah, I unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no to both of them. And the last question here It's more of a statement. It's a command almost. Write me 2 paragraphs on the importance of financial planning to save up for retirement. Include recent statistics about savings and the price of basic necessities. So what I'm going to do here is I want to have Google and ChatGPT write me 2 paragraphs here so that I can see what it comes up with. This is again for the marketing aspect of it because I want to see here. Financial planning, important according to recent survey, National Institute. Okay, so there's the statistics. Cost of housing has increased by more than 20% in the last 10 years. Here's some tips for saving. So they even give you some tips. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, guys, so this is just strictly for research purposes here, and I wanted to kind of give it a command here to see what it actually did. Funny enough, though, it did not actually write me 2 paragraphs. Kind of gave me a whole bunch of different statements here, so that's very interesting. But good that it includes the statistics and some tips here, so interesting to see that. I want to see what ChatGPT has to say now for the same response here. Financial planning is crucial when it comes to saving up for retirement. All right. Again, a lot of statistics here. I like that it's actually writing it out for me. You know what? I'm going to have to give this one to ChatGPT because it actually gave me 2 paragraphs. It listened to the command that I had for. It also gave me some statistics, which was what I was looking for. You know, tips to save for retirement. I would have included that in there if that was a command. This is more of a command prompt, so I want to like give me what I asked for here, which is give me 2 paragraphs. ChatGPT gave me 2 paragraphs and included statistics here and the importance of retirement. I feel like from an accuracy standpoint, ChatGPT has that one. So that was pretty interesting there. You know, I want to ask one more question here. So I'm going to ask this question, and I'm actually going to write it down on my notepad here real quickly. Buffalo wings should be eaten with what? Blue cheese or ranch? Let's see what they have to say about this. Google, you're the first one that's up here. Let's see here. Traditionally, buffalo wings are eaten with blue cheese dressing. True. However, ranch dressing is also a popular choice. Ultimately, the best dipping sauce for buffalo wings is a matter of personal preference. Blue cheese dressing is a creamy, yep. So it tells you what it all is. If you're looking for traditional buffalo wing, I recommend using blue cheese dressing. However, you prefer milder flavor, ranch dressing is a good option. All right. So again, it took more of a neutral stance, but it really emphasized on that blue cheese there. Good. Google, good job here. As a big wing guy myself, good job. Same thing. What does is a matter of personal preference. Both are traditional meals, which provides a tangy and creamy flavor. All right. However, some people eat their wings with ranch dressing, which is mild, creamy or blue cheese. Okay, ultimately, choices between you. All right. I feel like Google. Okay, I'm gonna give points to both, but in different aspects. Google very well emphasized on the fact of the blue cheese, and again, ChatGPT emphasized on traditionally and making sure that eat with ranch or blue cheese. So it's kind of the same. So they're both gonna get the point on that. What is the whole point of this here? Why did I want to test out both of these here? Which, by the way, are great programs. The point is that AI generated content is the wave of the future. It's going places. It's going to be a thing. So when it comes to that, we have to be considerate about what type of technologies we're using and be understanding of the technology that is going to be taking information from different sources. You want something that's going to be accurate. You want it to do what it's told for the most part, and you want to be as factual as possible. So that's the biggest thing here. Now, right now, if I had to choose between ChatGPT and Google, I'm going to go with ChatGPT. Why? They happen to be out longer. They've had more time to get some data off the internet. They've had a lot of that time to kind of like do the things that they needed to do. Whereas Google's just kind of getting started. Now, that may change in the future. I don't know what's going to happen when that time comes, but it may change. As of right now, I did a previous video on ChatGPT and why you do not want to use it for writing SEO content related, specifically for ranking in search engines. Right? Use the AI-generated system as a way to build your content library and also make your own edits and tweaks based on the information that's given. Now, marketing always changes all the time, and who knows, in the next few years that could change, where you could use SEO and paid ads in Google or ChatGPT to ultimately create anything that you want out of it. So all in all, I think they're both great platforms. I thank Google for letting me actually use their system to kind of experiment with, and I really wanted to play with it myself to kind of get an idea. Let me know what your guys' thoughts. You could actually reach out to me at hello@hoss.digital if you want to email me personally and then ask questions in regards to marketing. You can also find us on Facebook anytime at Hoss Digital Marketing, or you can even type in Facebook Hoss Digital Marketing Buffalo, New York. My stuff will pop up. Or you could go to our website, which is hoss.digital. It's just HOSS.digital, and just kind of look at the different marketing services we offer. We're there to help small businesses. That is our main focus here, is to bring the big box agency experience that I've done for the last 15 years and bring it to the small businesses who cannot afford the big box agency prices. So we're always here for small businesses. We're there to help you out. We want to be in your corner to help you be a successful business owner and to grow as much as you can here. Without further ado, that's the end of our video, and stay tuned for our next one coming out on the next couple of Fridays here, and I will see you all later.